one glass of orange juice is almost equivalent to 21 grams of sugar. Stop punishing your body. Start eating right, healthy, because these are just marketing gimmicks. They do not tell you what exactly is there inside. Hi. So nobody tells you exactly what happens in your 30s. Well, all these years in my 20s, I was thinking that I was eating clean, staying active, and just doing it right. But it's only now I realized, after getting into the science of it, how many things I was doing in my life wrong. Because despite staying active, I would still feel so tired, so bloated, and so stressed all the time. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 important habits that I thought were healthy all these years, which are not actually so healthy anymore. And I'm also going to share all my personal experiences with you. So what are you waiting for? One minute. Most important thing is, a lot of you ladies might be also wondering that, okay, out of these habits, is there any habit that's going to relate to me? But trust me, you're not going to be disappointed, because there's this one important habit which will make all your hormones again get back into normal and work in your favor, which right now you might be actually sabotaging yourself. So in my 20s, I used to think that skipping meals was making me super disciplined, and that was the right way to lose weight. It's only then I realized after some time that because of skipping meals, my high cortisol levels started increasing. Cortisol level is nothing but your stress hormones. The more the stress hormone, the more the cortisol level, it was signaling my body to actually save fat in my belly region. So what I was thinking is that basically I was starving myself, skipping meals, and I was losing weight, but technically I was only telling my body to just increase my lower belly fat. So you have to understand, people, that especially in your 30s, having a stable blood sugar means everything. Because what happened was, since I would skip my lunch, during my dinner, almost around 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I would be so hungry that I would end up eating unnecessary items. I would end up eating junk, and technically in the long run I was only putting on more and more weight, and because of which I was feeling bloated, feeling tired, and feeling so exhausted all the time. So stable blood sugar means stable energy, and which means consistent active lifestyle. Orange juices, green juices, watermelon juices, pressed juices, all sort of juices. Basically, I was thinking that drinking juices is so cool and it sounds so fancy, but it's only now that I've understood that, can you believe, one glass of orange juice is almost equivalent to 21 grams of sugar, which is almost equivalent to a can of Coke. Yes, even I can't believe it. So what basically happens in a juice is, all the fiber is removed. So the only thing that's remaining inside the juice is a sugar. And this particular sugar hits your bloodstream directly when it is consumed. Because no fiber, which means no buffer. So your insulin spikes. Immediately for the next 1 hour, it's like you have huge rush of sugar, and then your sugar completely crashes down, which means that after 1 hour, you're again starving and you're super hungry. So I have decided that no more juices, and it's going to be only fruits, because when you're eating a fruit, it's the actual content of the fruit that's going into your body and your bloodstream is getting saved. 10 grams fiber, zero added sugar, low fat, zero calories. In all these marketing gimmicks that manufacturers are doing right now, they're actually not so healthy, because these are just marketing gimmicks. They do not tell you what exactly is there inside in the ingredients. So first thing is, start reading your labels really well, because every time you see the things that are on the top of a cover, they all sound very fancy, very interesting. It's only when you turn around and see the ingredients, you realize how many and how much of ultra processed items are there. And these ultra processed items directly, they come and they affect your gut microbiome, which causes a lot of inflammation, and that is going to completely directly affect your metabolism, your mood, your hormones, and entirely your body is getting screwed and you don't even realize it. Well, in the section, I'm going to completely do a full detailed video, very science-backed video, only for your reference, which is very important, because every time they say zero added sugar, they're only adding things like maltodextrin and unnecessary fillers, which are really bad for your health, guys. And the only thing I would say is, please start reading your labels right, and stop junking on things that are just looking fancy and fancy covers, and make sure that you understand the ingredients that you're taking inside your body. Very important. And this is a important habit that I have started incorporating myself. No matter what I consume, I do not buy anything without reading my labels. most important habit that has actually completely changed my life. Well, do you guys know that after 30, every woman starts losing muscle mass every single year? Basically, this is called sarcopenia. The only weapon that fights this particular muscle loss is your protein content, the protein that you intake every day. So generally, all my friends, girlfriends, including my mother, my sister, whenever I talk to them, the only amount of protein that they are actually intaking is close to about 40 to 50 grams. And especially for vegetarians, it's a huge miss. Because do you even know how much protein is actually required for a regular body? Basically, the calculation is 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, which is close to about 90 to 120 grams of protein is very, very important. So how else do you start doing that now? Of course, if you're a vegetarian, the only way out is that you start making sure that every single meal of yours, that is from breakfast to lunch to dinner, everything is measured in terms of protein. And that is what I have started doing, making sure that every meal, every single meal, I calculate my protein intake versus my carbohydrate intake. Because protein, guys, I'm telling you, no matter what you do, no matter what kind of lifestyle you have, if you intake the right amount of protein per your kilogram weight, your life is going to get so much better. So this is the one that I said is going to surprise you, and it actually completely surprised me also in the beginning, because I was like, boom, what the hell, I didn't even realize it. I was doing everything right, but something seemed off, and what it was is basically eating too less. I know a lot of you women do that, thinking that you are probably losing weight and you are doing things right, but it's actually not the case, because I'm going to explain to you what exactly happens. When you're eating too less, your body goes into something called the catabolic state. In catabolic state, what happens is basically your body starts breaking down muscle for fuel because it does not have enough fat. When your body starts breaking down muscle, what happens is basically your cortisol level goes up, your inflammation goes up, your thyroid levels start going down, and your estrogen levels completely drop. So technically you start losing muscle and you start gaining weight. So this is exactly what happened with me, because I was constantly eating less than almost like 1,000 calories. So when your body exactly goes into catabolic state is when you are consistently eating less than 1,200 calories. So make sure that you're eating more than that, because otherwise catabolic state is going to completely harm your body and you only end up putting on weight. And I was used to wonder all the time, when I'm eating so light, when I'm being so active, why is it that I'm feeling so tired all the time, and why is it that I'm gaining weight? And this is exactly what was happening with my body. So guys, let me tell you this, stop punishing your body, start eating right and start fueling your body, because your body is not the enemy, it's your eating habits that's the enemy. You know guys, in my 20s, I used to love snacking late at night, because it was more like a trend. And when, you know, things like where you share with your friends that you're eating Maggi and you're eating murkus and you're eating all sorts of junk in the night. But it's only now that I've understood how differently your body processes things, and I'll explain it to you as to why. Basically, our body has an internal clock. When I say internal clock, it means that your body really knows that what is 1 p.m. in the afternoon, whereas what is 8 p.m. in the night. Why? I'll explain it to you. So basically, the meal that you eat at 1 p.m. in the afternoon versus the meal that you eat at 8 p.m., your body is going to be having different processing techniques, because at around 8 o'clock and after 8 p.m. in the night, your entire insulin sensitivity changes, which means that body's capacity to process your carbohydrates and to basically break down your food, technically your metabolism goes down, and you know, the capacity goes down, because of which it's best to avoid all sorts of carbs in the night. And one more important thing which I didn't realize it, I used to think that the more I eat, the more my body will feel tired and more I'll sleep. But basically what happens is, when you're snacking late in the night, your body's temperature increases, because of which your melatonin also gets affected. So not only are you storing more fat, but also your sleep cycles are getting screwed, because overall what happens is your hormonal levels are getting affected. So it's like a whole circle that goes round and round, and that is when I understood that no more late night snacking. The max that I'm going to push my dinner is 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and this is not basically a rule, or it's not like a diet rule, but it is biology, and this is how our body works. So start respecting your body. You know guys, I have followed so many trends in my life. It's like literally you can be like, this girl has tried every single thing. So there were these days initially in my modeling phase where I was literally eating 1 apple a day. So technically I was only surviving on 7 apples per week, and it was so bad, because all that happened to me was I ended up in the ICU unit with having glucose drips. That is how bad it is to follow trends, whether it is OMAD, NOMAD, intermittent fasting, fat-free cycles, carb cycling, or just juice cleanses, or whatever it is, name it. I have tried it and it is so bad, because what exactly happens is for 2 weeks you see amazing results, no doubt about it. But after that, it just completely plateaus and completely crashes because it's not sustainable. Yes, of course, following something like zero sugar diet, that is sustainable and that is something which survive on your willpower. But going on crazy diets where you're literally not eating the whole day is something which is really, really bad, and it's completely spoiling your lifestyle, your moods, your hormones, your metabolism and everything, and it's just training your body for the wrong things. So trust me, your body does not deserve it. Treat it like a temple, worship it like a temple, and stop following all these crazy trends and just focus on healthy eating. So basically, guys, your 30s is not the beginning of a decline, but it is the beginning of you understanding your body, and that is exactly what happened with me. So out of all these 7 habits, let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite and which is the one that you are going to try right now, right here and immediately. And if you like this kind of content, and if you want more kind of science-backed research, because every single habit that I have spoken is something personally from my experience. It's, of course, like, it's a lot of trial and error, lots of science-backed research, and everything is basically how I have understood my body and what has worked for me. So I love to share it with you. And if you want more of this, which is just purely science and no fluff, let me know. I'm going to make much more interesting content like this. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and stay blessed, and up until next time.